Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming to you from Lumio City where we have a rematch between our final Leaders Trials matchup. That was a mouthful, as the Yellows are hosting the Pewter Skulls, and these sides have not disappointed in any of their collisions yet, and we're hoping that's the same today. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the electric types? Will it be the rock types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
That's right, consistently going down to the wire. We hope for that here as the Pewter Skulls are looking to get their second victory of the season as they start out with Avalok and Garganacl. It is going to be Iron Hands and Vikavolt starting out for the Lumio Shallows, and immediately Avalok, who has the speed control on the field, goes with the arm thrust, only connecting twice for that not very effective damage there onto Vikavolt. And we do get the Baby Doll Eyes in response from Iron Hands, lowering that physical attack of Garganacl, and the Skulls are a very physical side as that Peck, trying to capitalize on that part bug typing of Vikavolt, responds with the Present, doing very little damage to Garganacl here, as Avalok, who is in its Hisuian form, goes for the Whirlpool here onto Iron Hands, so it becomes trapped in that vortex. It will be taking passive damage, but Iron Hands goes with the Glaive Rush. They're clearly trying to get Garganacl off this field, as Garganacl does respond with the Tickle, looking to lower those physical defenses of Vikavolt, lowering both that physical and special defense. It is much more of a special attack, and we'll see if it can capitalize on that as it goes with the Mud Slap. Super effective hit there onto Garganacl, and it's also going to lower that accuracy. If a Garganacl cannot see its opponent, it will not be able to do any damage as Iron Hands feels the effects of that Whirlpool. Avalok, this very speedy Avalok, goes with the Ancient Power, super effective there onto Vikavolt, as Iron Hands goes with the Psychic, yet again going for Garganacl here, and they have put it into knockout range, but Garganacl, trying to stay in this match, goes with the Yawn. This is going to make Iron Hands grow very drowsy, and we will be seeing it fall asleep on the field. But first, Vikavolt goes for the Grassy Glide, and it is super effective, but Avalok tanks that move, and they could have gone for the easy elimination of Garganacl. That could have been an error on the part of the Yellows, as Avalok with the Scale Shot, this multi-hit move, could finish off Vikavolt. It just needs to get the third connection, and that it will, taking Vikavolt out of this matchup, giving the Skulls the early lead, as Avalok also lowers that physical defense, which is an impressive 184 in the process. So it has some defense to give up, but boosting its speed, and yet again it's the quickest Pokemon on the field as Iron Hands with the Electro Ball, a perfect response to finish Garganacl off, immediately leveling the playing field. 5 Pokemon remaining on both sides. But first, Iron Hands does feel the effects of that Whirlpool, and it falls asleep as well after having grown drowsy from that Yawn. It is going to be Probopass coming out for the Skulls. It's going to be Zeb Striker coming out for the Yellows, and immediately Zeb Striker is going to go for the Hyper Voice. Actually gets a really good connection there onto Avalok, who does respond with the Psychic Noise, trying to make it so that Zeb Striker won't be able to heal any health, whilst also doing some damage there to the Electric type, and Probopass follows it up with the first impression, and that is a fantastic first impression, going for Zeb Striker there, as Iron Hands is still asleep on the field, leaving Iron Hands to have to do all the work by itself, whilst Iron Hands is still trapped in that watery vortex. And Zeb Striker is unable to heal. It went for the Morning Sun, but it was not able to work, and this allows the Stone Edge from Avalok to finish Zeb Striker off. That Psychic Noise paying off perfectly, as Probopass with the Hyper Beam follow-up onto Iron Hands puts it into knockout range, but Iron Hands is able to hold on, but unfortunately it is still fast asleep. But the Whirlpool, it's been freed from the Whirlpool, so Iron Hands is still in this matchup, and out comes Golem, the Terrestrial Draftee for the Lumios Yellows. They need Iron Hands to wake up, whilst Golem is going to shed that Rock typing, fittingly going up against the Pewter Skulls, as well as that Ground typing, to take on this Electric Terror type that it has embraced perfectly. Must enjoy having a light bulb on its head, as the rest now from Avalok, feeling like it's done enough work in this matchup. Not that it's actually lost a great deal of health, it is going to fall asleep and restore itself back to full strength. So we have 2 sleeping Pokemon on the field right now, as Probopass has to recharge. Iron Hands has actually awoken a perfect time to do so, because it's going to set up for a Solar Blade. So on this turn, it is going to absorb the light, as Golem is going to go for the Water Gun here onto Probopass. Super effective. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, however. Probopass being very defensive, but Avalok is fast asleep, so Probopass is going to have to do all the work by itself. Going for the Vacuum Wave instead of finishing off Iron Hands. This allows Iron Hands to finish off that Solar Blade. It's going to bring it down on to Avalok. Super effective, massive damage, and Golem looking to capitalize goes with the confusion, but instead it goes for Probopass. Instead of trying to finish off Avalok, it goes for that not very effective move, but Avalok is still fast asleep on the field. The yellows could capitalize, but first Probopass is going to go for the Hex, focusing in on Golem here. Gets a really good connection, but Iron Hands is going to go for the Electro Web, and it hits both Pokemon on the side of the skulls, but more importantly, it has eliminated Avalok, leveling the playing field. Golem is going to follow it up with the Baby Doll Eyes here on to Probopass, lowering that physical attack stat, and now out comes Arcanine, the Pewter Skulls, sending out their own Terrestrial Draftee, and with that Intimidate ability, it does lower the physical attack stats of both Golem and Iron Hands here on the field, as we see Arcanine transforming now into its Terra form on the field, and it has been trying to do its best to help out the Pewter Skulls, as it is normally just a fire type here, but it goes for the shore up, and unfortunately it's at full strength, so that is going to fail. Iron Hands looking to capitalize, goes for the Thunder Fang here, gets a good connection there onto Probopass as well, and Golem is going to go for the Shadow Sneak, targeting Arcanine. Very little damage being done there, but Probopass has flinched, so Arcanine needs to go for something. It goes with the Razor Leaf, connecting with both Golem, gets that critical hit as well, but it eliminates Iron Hands, putting the Pewter Skulls back in front, and Golem responds with a Rapid Spin. That will not be very effective. It should know better because it's regularly a rock type, but it has boosted speed. Not that I expect it to move quicker than Arcanine. We get the role play here from Probopass, so it is going to get rid of that sturdy ability, which is a good play because it's already lost that health, and it is going to get the Sand Veil ability, as out comes Luxray for the Lumiose Yellows, and Arcanine still with the speed control sets up the Electric Terrain, and I think the Lumiose Yellows would actually enjoy having this set up, and gratefully for them, they didn't have to do any of the work. As the Electric Current runs across the field, we get the Mist here from Golem, so it is going to shroud the Lumiose Yellows in that mist, and Luxray follows it up with the Forest's Curse. They're going to add that Grass typing to Probopass here, so it's now a Steel Rock Grass type. Keep that in mind if we can remember. But the Dire Claw from Probopass, a critical hit there onto Luxray. Arcanine follows it up with the Ingrain. It's going to plant those roots. That's actually a really clever play because it is going to restore that health, and it hasn't lost a great deal yet, as Golem with the Mega Horn onto Arcanine, and forget what I said, that critical hit almost finished off Arcanine. Luxray follows it up with the Outrage, and the Ingrain is irrelevant because Arcanine has just been eliminated, and yet again the Lumiose Yellows have leveled the playing field. We are down to a 3 versus 3 matchup. Probopass is going to go for the Aurora Beam, putting Golem into knockout range, as out comes Minior here onto the field, and with that Shields Down ability being deactivated, we see it taking on that very defensive form, but it's got the speed control going with the Energy Ball. This should be an easy elimination, and that it is. It takes Golem, its fellow rock type, out of the matchup. The Terra Draftee for the Yellows being taken down, and immediately the Skulls have taken back the lead, but Luxray's continuing with the Outrage here, putting Probopass into knockout range, but Probopass holds on, and it responds with the Scorching Sands. This super effective move puts Luxray into knockout range. A fantastic connection, as out comes Bellibolt, who had a great showing last season for the Yellows when it came up against the Pewter Skulls, and in Victory Road that Sweet Scent fails from Minior, allowing the Outrage from Luxray. A great connection onto Minior, but Luxray is going to be left confused due to the fatigue, and it does not want to do any damage to itself because it'll surely eliminate itself. But first Bellibolt with the Mist Ball, they're focusing in on Minior here. Minior is able to hang on by a thread. Luckily, it is still in its boosted defense form here, as the Psychic Fangs now doing very little damage to Bellibolt by Probopass, as the Shields Down is activated. We see the core form of Minior, so it is going to get a speed boost, but it's already got that speed control, but it gets the higher offenses, and it goes for the Poison Sting onto Bellibolt. And Luxray needs to shake off this confusion. This is crucial. It is successful in doing so, going with the Skull, and it is going to finish off Probopass. We are down to a 2 versus 2 matchup. These sides do not disappoint against each other, as Bellibolt goes for the Guillotine. But Minior is able to avoid that move, as the Mist is no longer going to protect the Yellows, and the electricity has disappeared from the field. It will be Colossal coming out for the Pewter Skulls, who did great for the Skulls in Victory Road. The coaching from Minior looking to help out Colossal here, going to boost that physical attack stat as well as that physical defense. And Luxray, still in its confused state, needs to shake this off, but it's unsuccessful, and it's eliminated itself from this matchup. That is horrible. Bellibolt is all by itself. It needs to go for Mini or surely it goes for the Frost Breath, but it goes for Colossal here. Not very effective, but as always, that is a critical play here. Colossal is going to respond though with the payday, trying to make that money here against the Lumiose Yellows, and it will if the Pewter Skulls can get the victory. Minior follows it up with another Energy Ball. We saw this earlier, and it gets a good connection there onto Bellibolt, who goes for the Roost. Cleverly, it is going to restore its health, knowing it has the 2 Pewter Skulls to contend with. And Colossal is going to go for the Mr. Ball here onto Bellibolt. Gets a really good connection. And it is going to lower that special attack of Bellibolt. Minio looking to follow it up, goes with the Harden. It's going to boost its defenses, but it doesn't have much health to work with, so a boosted defense is kind of irrelevant right now. Bellibolt could capitalize going with the Psy Shield Bash. Instead, going for a Colossal does boost that defense of Bellibolt, but the Flame Body's been activated, so Bellibolt has the burn, and it is going to have its attack stat cut into Colossal. Follows it up with the final Gambit. Colossal's going to take itself out of this matchup, but it takes out Bellibolt in the process. And because Minior was able to hang on earlier with such little health, the Pewter Skulls have actually gotten their second victory in a row. This should surely move them off the bottom of the leaderboard here. And that it does, moving them up to 15th place, whereas the Yellows are able to stay in the Leaders 8 just as they are still sitting in 12th place. The next round they will be going up against the Mahogany Explorers. That will be exciting. Whereas for the Skulls, they will be going up against the Pony Stars. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. And if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe. But more importantly, always remember, you are awesome. And I'll see you when you see me.